We've all heard the story. Some of Hampton Road's most experienced bankers came together in a room over a garage back in 1998, hoping to raise enough capital for a hometown bank by selling shares to the community. The response was overwhelming. They hoped for 400 shareholders in each of 3 cities. They got over 1,000 from each city. They planned for 30 million. They got 50 million. And while a story this unbelievable will no doubt years from now be told as banking folklore, it is nonetheless true. This was how TowneBank began, and it has continued to be
a pleasure to celebrate this grand occasion.
Look where we are in 20 years. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And the work that we've done in Hampton Roads is just remarkable.
I never envisioned it, certainly, and I doubt even Bob envisioned this. To be at 12 billion or approaching 12 billion in this amount of time, I mean, it's phenomenal.
They only hire top-notch people, and then top-notch people attract the other top-notch people.
When we first opened this bank, I had so many people that I couldn't hire them all. Everybody wanted to come work for us.
Their people are phenomenal. The service is phenomenal. Everything about TowneBank is just out of this world.
The system was started over in his garage. That's where it started. I said, how in the world they gonna make any money? But they did.
Only in America can a story like this unfold. TowneBank's 20 years have literally changed the culture of banking in Hampton Roads. It was Bob Aston who introduced us to the term hometown banking, and it was TowneBank that crystallized the meaning.
As past president of 2 community banks here at home, he introduced us to a new way of banking.
I think hometown banking is really all about people.
Bob Aston was your original hometown banker. Today, Bob and a group of his most respected associates are putting together a new bank, TowneBank. These are people who live and work right here in your community. So don't be surprised if when you meet one of the hometown bankers of TowneBank, it feels like you found an old friend. TowneBank in Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, and Chesapeake.
As the TowneBank story grew, all along the way there were celebrations and congratulations and commemorations, benchmark moments, deserving people. But along the way, TowneBank never lost sight of the true mission Bob Aston set out for the TowneBank family. This bank would be a community asset.
One of the most important things he did at the very beginning of this whole idea was to say, when we make some money, we're going to put some back in the community. And he did that from the very first day, and we still do it.
Giving back to the community, that's the main thing.
It's such a caring bank.
They support the small organizations, the large organizations.
It really is committed to building to adding value to all the assets of a community.
The TowneBank family understands their story is more than just the story of a bank. It's success measured in more than just deposits and percentages and shares. The Town family has always measured themselves against their mission, serving others and enriching the lives of those in our community. The TowneBank story is about people and lives touched, lives forever changed, because an organization like Town stepped in to help. A beautiful fall day quickly turned into a nightmare for 15-year-old Alyssa Meganson, involved in an ATV accident out in Windsor County. Her parents got the call while shopping in a local hardware store.
She said, "Mom, I know I broke my arm, but I can't feel my legs."
And when she said that, that's when we were like, okay, this is serious.
My first thought that she's going in the Nightingale.
Right around the time TowneBank opened its doors in '99, our community's famous Nightingale had already been flying for 17 years. Thousands and thousands of missions.
Our old aircraft was becoming antiquated. We didn't have the equipment we needed to safely fly and do what we needed to do. So TowneBank made a significant donation. Without their donations, we wouldn't be able to have purchased this aircraft and do what we do on a daily basis.
Over 700 missions a year. Lives forever affected. Lives saved.
Her pelvis was broken 3 locations. She broke her sacrum.
They were in Windsor and needed a Trauma 1 emergency center. Speed is critical.
Automatically you think spinal injury.
I knew she had to be some type of a traumatic injury to not feel her legs. And that was my main concern, was her being paralyzed.
Could have been very easily a different outcome now had she had not gotten there as quickly as she did.
Lives forever changed because an organization like TowneBank stepped in to help.
Statistically speaking, I should not be standing in front of you today.
Achievable Dream graduate Rashida Stevens went from being an accountant to today being a successful attorney in Chicago. She shared her story during a recent keynote speaking event honoring Achievable Dream.
See that the odds were stacked against me. I was born to parents who both struggle with drug addiction.
Right around the time TowneBank was exploding as an iconic business brand in Hampton Roads, one of TowneBank's beloved directors, Walter Siegeloff, founded Achievable Dream. Today, Achievable Dream works with over 2,100 children every year. TowneBank has been behind the dreamers every year from the very start.
So TowneBank has supported an Achievable Dream for 20 years, from the very beginning. I'm not sure that they were truly out of the garage yet when they started supporting an Achievable Dream. I feel like they have been our greatest cheerleaders, our biggest supporters, just from the sidelines, directly on the board, in so many different ways. They host our students with field trips. Brian Skinner is the chairman of the board in Newport News. They truly believe in the mission of an Achievable Dream. Rashida graduated in 2004. And you know, there are just no words to truly describe how proud we are of Rashida.
So most of the children who attend Achievable Dream live in environments where they aren't exposed to really anything beyond their neighborhood. So Achievable Dream changes the goal line, right? So instead of the goal being a minimum wage job, paying your bills and barely making it, the goal becomes endless. In the keynote speech, I said, looking at where I started, and if you would have polled several hundred people and asked them where I'd end up, attorney and accountant would not be among the top answers. And it just wouldn't.
Lives forever changed because an organization like TowneBank stepped in.
TowneBank has been such a tremendous support to CHKD, to the King's Daughters, to the patients, to the families, to the community through the support that they've given to CHKD. Some of the funding that they've given us has really made a huge difference, and often a life-saving difference in children's lives.
Right around the time TowneBank was celebrating its 10-year anniversary, there was a Navy fighter pilot about to take over an FA-18 squadron when his 4-year-old son Griffin was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer.
That Sunday was a day of, disbelief and uncertainty and moving into a new chapter of our life in a room at the top of CHKD with a really amazing support staff, trying to explain to two parents that this is, and their son, we're not sure what's going to happen.
The doctor that we had there was really great. Looking back, I think he recognized there was something, else bigger going on. And so the next morning, a different doctor came in and sat down and just came right out and said it. You're going to need to go directly to the oncology unit.
Yeah, what the doctor had said, there's a mass growing in Griffin's abdomen, but more than likely it's some form of cancer, whether it's benign or... That was a hard morning.
It was 4 long years for Griffin. Numerous procedures, months in CHKD, numerous trips and time in New York City with specialists arranged by CHKD, chemotherapy, radiation, surgeries. It was a difficult chapter in Griffin's life, to be sure, but one with a successful, happy outcome.
The odds that Griffin had as far as surviving cancer were just dismal. And he's got a varsity soccer game later tonight as a 15-year-old.
But on a personal note, I just, essentially saved our son's life and how do you put that into words, I guess?
From that Sunday and Monday when Dr. Rohn gave us the odds of 5-year survival is how he termed it. And I think what helped allow me to push that aside was knowing I'm at CHKD. I think they saved Griffin's life.
Lives forever changed because an organization like TowneBank steps in to help an organization like Children's Hospital help a family help their son. Each year since his recovery, Griffin and his team run in the CHKD Run Walk fundraising event, fittingly sporting T-shirts that say G-Force. Lou Shager went on to become Captain Lou Shager. At his retirement ceremony, he dedicated his aviator wings.
I'd seen it done before, and I wanted to pass those on to someone that inspired me. In my heart, I knew there was my one true hero is my son Griffin, and so I thought it fitting to give him my wings that day.
TowneBank and the TowneBank family have dedicated 20 years to living the mission, building a community asset, building a dream. Our story has been and will continue to be about serving others and enriching lives. It's a story about people and lives. Lives forever changed because an organization like Town stepped in to help.